I'm going to try to employ some of the tactics IceManIsaac mentioned in the videos as far. We're going to try to learn how to do this pinwheel rotation. We're going to start landing outside the circle, the initial circle, and then we're going to try to work our 15 to 20 second rotation inside the gas. We're going to try to use the UAV system and ping multiple fights when I pop UAVs. And I don't have to really worry about the first video because I'm playing solo, so I don't have to worry about picking anybody up off the map. So let's get into it and see what we can do. I'm not going to be aggro and run around trying to get 40 kills. Because first, I got to try to get 10 kills. Okay? You know, let's take baby steps here. Go ahead and start off here. Try to get somebody outside the zone. First town. Gotta find some loot. Get that money up, get that load out. There's a store not too far away. Take a quick scan. Somebody's falling down there on the search right now. Oh, he's out here. Like I said, don't have them. Oh, there we go. That works out just fine for me right there. Where we are on the gas. Plenty of time. Nothing on heartbeat. Dude picked up a bounty somewhere. I don't know where he picked it. Oh, I put stop him out. Ability. Planning out my route. That's it. Understand the cover. I don't know what this bounty hunter is. Good looting up. Oh, I got plenty of cash. There we go. Alright, I got Tango at 45 meters to my right. Trying to throw him off. Oh, come on. Stopping power? That gun is that weak? That was an audible Q kill there. I heard the footsteps coming from the left. Even that's hard. Try to take advantage of them fighting. All that money. Oh well. I got somebody sniping at me who's not very good at it. Got him. Do not get target 8 meters. I'm expecting campers. Before I go to the store, let's go ahead and clear this out. Ask B. Here. Here. I'm gonna find this. In this area, so I have moved up. Yes. Come on. I didn't want to let me pick it up. I'm using the pinwheel, the map, door here, possibly tangles over in this area. But yeah, you see how that plan works with using that mini map, that UAV pinging 2 spots. I got the other guy 45 meters in front of me, which means he's in this building. There he is. Not letting me pick stuff up. Pop up ass. This is bad. I don't need arm. Got the heartbeat. Daddy. Up on top of stadium. We ain't fighting the stadium. You know, these guys are at high ground over here. That. They're all up in this area here. Quick fight over here. Being that. Heard the footsteps. Money to really buy anything from the store. There he is, the other camper. Nice try, fella. Need to run in there. Simply because I don't want to fight inside those buildings just yet. Doesn't really feel safe. Neither is this though. And on my first try using his tactics, pop my daddy, use the speed, get across this open area. Got another one. Trying to self-revive. Good on it. Yeah. Oh. Don't know where he is, so we're trying to down the hill. Either 4 players left. Ah, he beat me. He got me. Didn't find out the ping, he was camping down. I was trying to move. Good move. But he got in 4th. Made it to the final circle. I don't feel bad about that match at all. Yeah, it plays out here. I ended up with 8 kills. Which is, excuse me, not bad for me. And there were 8 good kills. I wouldn't camping in corners. I was moving around the map, which is what I'm trying to improve in doing. So I used the pinwheel method that he preached in the video. I used the UAV pings, thinking multiple engagements. And I was able to locate targets and take them out, as well as deal with enemies popping up, except for that last guy, of course. When I dropped out of the gulag, I ended up getting my last chance. Now this is the loadout that I get. Man, I didn't even know I had RPGs. Wow. I was just so happy with that Groza. The last chance loadout is the loadout that I get when I feel it's probably going to be the last loadout that I get for that match. In which it probably, in retrospect, I might have been able to gather up enough cash doing some missions, but the people that I looted really didn't afford me the ability to buy another loadout. I think when I stopped at that gas station, that buy station over in the woods area, I had about 8,500. Might have been a little, but it was more important for me to have the UAV up than to buy another loadout. As you can see, the Groza is not a bad weapon. I mean, he was taking down fully armored players lickety split. I mean, I had a guy who had a snipe on me. I had a guy who had a drop on me with a machine gun. Not a machine, he might have had an assault rifle, but it's the Groza setup that I was using. Alright? As you can see, at that 15 to 20 meters, which is where most of my fights were, because I kept pinging my enemies and then looking at them and looking for them. It's what's what? Type it in the chat. I don't know what you're talking about. I chose to get this loadout. He kept pinging and hunting them down. And I hunted them down, found them, and this gun just melted them. Now, I don't know. A lot of the times I ran up on these people, they were just completely unaware of my presence. I don't know if their audio is bad or they just weren't listening. I mean, but you got to use those audio cues. A couple of those fights that I was in, I heard them from my headset. I was like, oh, I heard him on the left. I heard footsteps. And I was able to turn and get a couple of them. So here's the setup for the Groza that I'm using. Now this sight that I'm using is the Silix Hollow Scout. It's just a personal preference for me because the sight actually takes up most of the monitor, most of the screen. So it's just like almost using a sniper rifle. But it also has a 1.75 zoom, which is one of the highest you can get for a hollow or reflex optic. Which allows me, to zoom in and hit, the chest shots that I need to hit and head shots that I need to hit. And so that's just the optic is a personal preference. If I didn't use the Silix Hollow Scout, I'd probably run with this one. So the assault rifles don't have the snap point I like to use on SMGs, so I would probably use the Microflex LED. It only has a 1.25 zoom, which is really not my favorite thing to do for an assault rifle. I like to have a little bit more visual range, emphasis on visual, rather than quick dot. Save those for the close range gun, like the shotguns, pistols. But yeah, I got the Silix Hollow Scout, Drew Composite, because it gives 100% bullet velocity. Some people prefer the mil spec. The reason I didn't put it on is because I didn't want to reduce the damage, recoil, and stabilization. This gun has some kick to it. It has a good fire rate, but it still has some kick, and I didn't want to reduce any of the recoil control or stabilization on it, so I went with the 100% bullet velocity increase. You can also use this one, which gives it more range and bullet velocity, but it hurts your movement speeds. Didn't really want to do that just in case I got into those close range games like I did. Like dealing with a sniper down by the buy station in the woods, or dealing with a guy by the train cars who pushed me back into the gas. Notice what I did there was ran back into the gas because I had a mask. Use your mask to get out of bad situations. That was a bad situation I was in. I couldn't see him. It already taken down my armor. Get out of the way. Run back into the gas. Use your mask. Plate up. Run back out the other side. Now, I don't know if that was the same guy that maneuvered around to the other side of the circle and still got me, but that's how I got out of that bad situation. And I needed movement speed to be able to do that. And this one reduces the movement speeds. Sprinting move speed would make me sprint slower, and aim walking move speed, which is just strafe when you're shooting in gunfights, which is how I took out the guy by the buy station down by the in the woods when he sniped and then tried to drop prone on me. I was able to use my aim moving speed in order to dodge his bullets and land my shots. With this gun, I really didn't want to take down any move, especially being that I didn't have a secondary weapon for short range combat. This gun kind of had to be both my range and my short range weapon. So I didn't want to reduce the movement speed too much. We got the groove suppressor, which is basically the monolithic suppressor for modern warfare weapons. Does the same things. Slows down your ADS and your aim walking steadiness, which is really wasn't not bad. Anything I really had to concern myself with. Main thing was the suppression of the range. Basically, it's a mono suppressor. Your range and bullet velocity. I don't think the bullet velocity is actually, it's not mentioned in the pros, but I do believe it's been proven that it does increase bullet velocity slightly. We use the bruiser grip because, like I mentioned earlier in the stream, it has a hidden mechanic where it helps with recoil. And not only that, it says melee quickness. I don't really know what that's all about, but right now the bruiser grip is still bugged as far as I know, and it actually did help with my recoil. Now other people prefer the SPECNAS grip, which obviously helps with recoil and recoil stabilization, but while just slowing down your shooting move speed. Shooting move speed is something that's very advantageous to Cold War weapons because it allows you to move a lot faster while you're ADS and shooting than not having the shooting move speed. And the modern warfare weapons, I don't believe they really have anything that boosts that. They've shown that these shooting move speed, I mean, it makes you're moving really almost as if you're not ADSing your gun at all. You're just moving at regular walking speed while you're shooting. Didn't want to reduce that because, like I said, this gun has to be both my SMG and my AR. So I'm going to try to keep the mobility up as high as I can. Being that the bruiser grip is bugged, it helps with recoil but doesn't take away any of my movement or recoil or stability. Just go ahead and throw that on. If I didn't use that, I'd probably use the SPECNAS grip for the recoil control and stabilization. And then again, we use the 60 round drum. I do believe it is the same situation as the MP5 drum magazine, where if you put on the fast mag, it slows your ADS time. One gun that I think somebody said it does not affect is the FFAR. With the FFAR, I believe you can still put on the 50 round fast mag and it not hurt your ADS times. I'm not sure about the girls. I've looked that up, but so far the majority of the weapons that have these two types of magazines, they use the standard magazine as opposed to the fast magazine to avoid slowing down ADS. So until I research that and find that it doesn't hurt my ADS, I'm going to stick with the regular 60 round mag. And there's the Groza that you just seen. It's a nice gun. I like it. I like the work that it did today. I don't think anybody would have really beat me in a gunfight Had I seen that last dude and knew where he was shooting me from, hadn't just walked into his line of sight like an idiot, probably would have taken him out too. Because his gun is insane. Like, once you get that initial recoil under control, yeah, it's like a laser beam. And the bullets spit. They spit fire. So I'd encourage anybody to try it out. Nice weapon to use. I know, especially in solos. I've used it in fields and quads, so I liked it. I liked using it then too. So you want to try something new with a weapon that's comparable to maybe a kilo, or it's not. I'm not gonna say it's as good as the AMAX, but you know, I'd use it before I used the Growl. You know, for anything less than 40 meters. It's a good gun. It's a good gun to try. You can see the work that I did with it. On that note, and then I run with the RPG as my secondary. That's probably what I would have used on that guy if I'd have known he was there and just blown him up. I completely forgot I had an RPG in my secondary slot because I was just so focused on the pinwheel rotation, the UAV, you know, learning those systems that, you know, I neglected to recognize my loadout. But like I said, it came through. Groza came through by itself and got 8 kills on the match, finished 4th. And hopefully the next time we run the solo, we'll move up that ladder and take home the win. Might note, this is Warhead of the Warriors Empire, aka the Warheader, bringing you another session of learning and improving with Warzone using IceManIsaac's Warzone Academy. We're here.